welcome back. This is another video. Today what I'm doing is inventorying some of my stock, prepping back up and restocking everything for our next vendor sale that we have coming up on the 15th. So it's a little ways off, but it's enough time to really sit out and plan strategically on which things that we really need to restock on. Take for instance my bath bomb baskets. They're pretty empty. I actually have my children's goat milk soap sitting in the same basket as the remainder of my bath bombs. We are low on just a lot of different things. So the first step in beginning the whole restocking everything is first figuring out exactly what it is that I need to restock. So I carry a set amount of soaps on my website and a set amount of bath bombs. Bath bombs really vary because as I come across different scent combinations, sometimes I add in, a batch of this bath bomb or a batch of that bath bomb. So how I'll be adding all of my products that I currently have into my software is I'll be going to Shopify. Shopify is where I house my website. I absolutely love Shopify. It helps me keep everything super neat and orderly. It also allows me to touch base with my customers and let them know when items have been restocked through my newsletter, which is really, really handy. So if you guys are thinking of starting a small business and not entirely sure what type of software to start with, I highly, highly, highly suggest Shopify. It's super affordable when you're first starting out building your online business, and there are different levels that you can level up to price point wise if you are interested in a different level. If you're selling so much product that you need to level up, then level up, and Shopify grows with you. So one other big thing that I will be doing today is planning out for months ahead. I have already started planning for Valentine's Day, moving into spring and Mother's Day, all the way out into midsummer. It's really important when you have a small business to figure out what your goals are for the months ahead. Not only does it help you keep fresh inventory in mind when you're moving things to keep your customers engaged and ready for that next big product that you're going to be releasing and then launching that product, it also helps you budget. So knowing that in February I'll be making Valentine's donuts instead of my holiday Grinch donuts. So these ones obviously cost more to create. They have twice as much soap in them compared to one of my regular size bars of soap. My traditional bar of soap weighs about 5.5 ounces, 5.5 to 6 ounces, versus these bad boys, which range from 10 to 16 ounces. When I make my donuts, I'm not really specific on the weight ratio of them because I simply know that each donut is going to be very unique. Each one is going to lay differently. It's going to set in the mold differently. And then it's also going to cut differently than a traditional bar of soap. The filling for each individual donut obviously can take up the center on the bottom, and then it can also take up the center in the top, plus drizzling and all different types of extras that I want to put. Say for instance my sprinkles. Perhaps I'm using biodegradable glitter or some sort of metallic glitter or just sugar sprinkles, the soap sprinkles. Everything costs different amounts, so it's really important to budget ahead, see what items you already have in stock in your stockpile to pull from them. So I'm really looking forward to Valentine's Day because I actually have some unicorn sprinkles that I started out with when I first started soap making. My first batch of donuts had the unicorn sprinkles on them. So I'm really excited to go back to where I started, grab the same batch of sprinkles, and then throw it on my Valentine's Day donuts. So Valentine's Day donuts will be available this Valentine's season. It's one thing that I'm really, really looking forward to because donuts have been a huge, huge seller. My business is focused around the concept of dessert and luxury soaps and bath bomb products. When customers approach my booth, the first thing they're drawn to is whatever is elevated, right? My donuts have been my highest seller this holiday season. So as soon as people walk up to my table at whatever event I'm at, the first thing I want them to see are my donuts. They are my highest selling product, one, but I also make the most money off of my donuts. Because they weigh more, I'm able to increase the price because you get 3 full bars versus 1. Donuts are a limited edition item that I house on my website under my limited edition. So once they are gone for that particular season. So I still have some of these bad boys up on the site. People have been scooping them up little by little, and as you can see, I only have a couple left. So hopefully these will all find homes very, very soon. This bad boy is actually going out to a wonderful, wonderful customer this afternoon. So thank you, Veronica, for letting me share your donut in my video. All right, to save time on this video, I just went ahead and locked in on my laptop to show you guys my Shopify inventory page. So on this page, it's really important to know a few key factors. If you're new to Shopify, you can import and export. You can add products right here by hitting this button. But more importantly, you can see how many of the items you actually have in stock. So as you scroll down, you can see every item past, present, and currently listed on your site, but you can also see how many of each particular item you have in stock. As you guys can see, we have a lot of out of stocks, which is super important to get back in stock as we move forward. So taking inventory with your soap or with your keychains, with your scrunchies, with whatever product that you are selling is very, very simple on Shopify. You will simply just head over to your inventory, click on that particular item, and then you're going to input however many you currently have in stock. So it's as simple as clicking on the particular item and then counting. Sometimes because I vary between soaps that are still in their curing phase versus soaps that are fully cured and wrapped. So a lot of times what I do is I actually just take my soap notebook and I run from my drying rack, my storage, my stockpile over here for my website, and then I go out into my kitchen in my curing racks, and then I take a tally there. All right, guys, so this is cube one of my storage unit here that I have all of my soaps in. So as you can see, lots of these are unlabeled, which is really important to keep them all organized. So over here I have my Georgian Bay. I have my Under the Sea soap. I have 2 of my gingerbread soaps left. I have 3 currently of my lavender soaps. They're non-labeled. I have some of my charcoal that's already wrapped that I did take to a few vending shows with me. I have my sugar and spice, only 2 of those left. And then over here I do have a few things that I've been working on. These are conditioner bars. I absolutely love them. I'm going to experiment with mine a little bit longer before I put them on my actual site. I absolutely love. Number 2 obviously has more in stock, but these are a lot of my samples. So I give away a lot of freebies in every single one of my orders. And this is basically my freebie stash that I pull from. So these are some of the soaps that I've cut in thinner sections. So as you can see, the blue back here, they're much thinner. These are some of my Moana samples. They're really thin. And I just like including those in people's packages because who doesn't love extra freebies, right? I have recently sent out a few of these candles as testers for people to try, which the results on those, the feedback has been amazing. So I'm super excited to get more candles listed. And then here in bay or cube number 3 is partial curing. So these are ones that I have taken to craft shows that had been finishing up their 4-week cure. I cure my soap 4 to 6 weeks. So these were at stage 4 at the 4-week mark when I took them to the craft show. These are now about 6.5 weeks cured. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get these wrapped, but I hadn't had a moment to stop and wrap a bunch of soap. So these are what are left out of finishing up part of their curing process. You see I have some Ghost Milk soap down below, but also my cold process soap. In the back, we have our Birchwood and Ode, our sugar and spice, our citrus, and some of our peppermint in the back. Recently, one thing that I have started doing that I'm really excited about and people seem to be going crazy for is selling the little end pieces of my soap. So all of my soaps get cut, leaving the first slice obviously out because I want all of them to be center cuts, right? So I trim a little off of each end of my soap. I then, set those aside to cure, and I was using them only for my family. And then I decided we have so much soap anyway laying around, I probably could put those out as testers. So one thing really neat with the soap sample edge pieces that I was telling you about, I'm gonna open one of these and show you guys really quick. So if your business is similar to mine where you have extra pieces, right, that you could still turn a profit off of, keep them and save them. Either use them for yourself or figure out a way to market them, okay? Even things as simple as when you have bath bombs that don't set up, don't just discard the bath bomb. You put a lot of time and money in cultivating that powder, right? It has those hydrating, nourishing clays in it. The oils are already distributed throughout the whole mixture. The color and the mica powder, everything, the glitter, everything that you have put into that mixture that you're so frustrated with because you couldn't make one more bath bomb because it all kind of broke apart and dried hard. Don't throw those away. Set them aside in a jar or in a Ziploc bag to keep them safe and sanitized. And figure out a way to market them. I have seen so many people taking crushed bath bombs and turning them into pixie dust for the bath bombs, or people taking soap slivers similar to mine here that I'm showing you, and turning them in and shredding them down, recycling and repurposing them into different bars of soap, one as embeds, or you can shave them down and turn them into milk baths, which is a little mini project that I have been starting. So this is peppermint from my very first cut of peppermint soap. So you can see this is the raw edge. You can see exactly where the soap hit the mold. And this was my first cut. I was so excited and so proud of this soap when I first cut it. And it's such a big deal because look at all the minimal holes that you can see in there. There are very, very few pinholes in my soap. And to me, that was a sign of huge growth within my soap. So when I made that first cut and I saved this sample, I thought, that is so awesome that it turned out so well. Another really neat and incredible thing that you can do with your samples, take for mine are different colors because I have soap, because I have mica powders that come in all different shades and hues. Obviously, all of my soaps looks very drastically different from one another, right? Christmas spice and peppermint. One really cool thing that I love doing with my soaps is creating soap favors. When I create soap favors for my customers, what I do, I traditionally take a 5-ounce section of soap, which is a traditional bar. I split it in half and then I quarter that. Those individual quarter-size pieces end up being about half of this size. Now remember, those will also have the mountain peaking on them because that's what we're known for here, the sculpting and the high peaks on our soaps. And then we shrink wrap them in biodegradable film and we put one of our labels on them. Now, when you order specialty favors from us, we can customize your label. It could say, perhaps your shower date, your graduation date, your wedding date, anything from bridal shower, baby shower, birthday party, anything. Even if it's like a ladies' luncheon, something, just old friends getting together and you wanted to, customize a cute little gift for them. When I sell groups of 10, you get a discount if you order 10 individual soaps or an entire loaf. Touching on personalized orders really quick, if you are ordering an entire loaf of soap, it is $75. Those soaps also come with custom labels included. So my software, I can go in and exchange, initials for different initials, dates for different dates, times, locations, anything. All right, guys, so that is basically it for this video. We have talked about Shopify. We talked about how to input different quantities of your products into Shopify, into the inventory category. It's really important, like I said, to not only know exactly how much of a quantity you have for what you need to make to replace what you sold, but also to keep an up-to-date inventory. That way you're not accidentally selling a product that you do not have. So let's say, for instance, I only had up on my website that I had 2 Grinch soaps. But one customer, because my inventory was not updated, can still see, oh, I can add 4 or 5 Grinch soaps to my shopping cart because they're in stock. And these soaps take weeks to make. So that would obviously not be a very good thing if you had a customer order 3 or 5 when you only have 2 of something. It's very important to keep an updated inventory. The really nice thing with Shopify is that it tracks your inventory. So let's say I put in, hey, I do have 5 of these Grinch soaps. A customer gets on, they order 2, the inventory in the back end has like a 5-second turnaround, and then when I log in, it's gonna say, hey, you only have 3 available to sell on your organizer. So when the next sale comes in, I don't have to fret, I don't have to panic. Do I have enough inventory to fulfill this order? It automatically keeps track, but you must remember to do a weekly inventory count. I do my weekly inventory counts every single Monday. So every single Monday, I know how to plan out my week. I want to be as time efficient as possible when it comes to restocking things, but also figure out what ingredients do I have coming in that I have to wait for. So then what other products can I make in the meantime to fill that void, to fill that gap, to always stay busy. But yeah, so this is the video on inventorying your products through Shopify and in general for a small business. So if you guys have any questions, any comments, if you are a like-minded business owner too, please make sure to like and follow, subscribe, and follow us on Facebook at Coastal Soap Creations. My name is Kat. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for being an encouragement to me and to one another, and I will see you guys